evening of September 12th, 1952, two teenagers saw a bright light in the sky. They didn't know what it was, so they went over the hillside to check it out. When they got over the hillside, they found a bright green, red-faced alien floating toward them. It freaked them out, so they ran off to tell the sheriff. When the sheriff came back, they found nothing. I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that there was an alien floating after these kids. So, UFOs are very misunderstood and taken as a joke. However, in 2002, a poll was taken, and 80% of people believe that there's something out there. Do you believe in UFOs? UFOs have been kept a secret for many centuries, but there are clues that they really are out there. Are the odd things we call UFOs just a fad of the 20th and 21st century? No, they're not. They're actually ancient reports of extraterrestrial happenings. According to the book UFOs by David Knight, during the Middle Ages, there were actually a number of recorded sightings. During the reign of Charlemagne, I don't know who that is, sightings like these so frightened the French monarch that every single person that reported instances like these were punished or even killed. Later in the 9th century, 3 Frenchmen and a woman claimed to be abducted and taken away on a trip by extraterrestrial aliens. Also, in 1270 AD, many witnesses saw a strange craft hovering over their city. A ladder was lowered, and a creature stepped down out of it, holding his neck. Why was he holding his neck? The townspeople were so freaked out that they stoned the alien. However, the reason why he was holding his neck is because he was already choking on the Earth's atmosphere. According to the website, not there. This damn seemed to have stole my note cards. Anyways, there's a story about the government keeping secrets from us about UFOs. In Roswell, New Mexico, 1974, I believe, there was a crash, and people went to go look for it, and what they found was a UFO craft crashed in the sand. So they checked it out, and the government officially denied any sort of extraterrestrial things occurred that day, just to not cause any mass chaos and panic. However, top secret files showed later that it really was owned by aliens, and I don't know what else. Anyways, there's another story about abduction. Abduction is another phenomenon that is associated with UFOs and aliens. According to the website UFOcasebook.com, an Air Force sergeant named Charles L. Moody was observing a meteor shower at about 1:15 in the morning in the middle of the desert in 1975. He saw a glowing disc-shaped figure falling about 300 yards away from him. Well, obviously he was a little bit frightened, so he ran into his car to start it. His car didn't start. the craft started to hover closer to him, and Charles, the last thing he remembered was a high-pitched humming noise coming from the UFO, and then his arms and legs going numb, and then he blacked out. So the next thing Charles could remember was sitting in his car again and turning the key to start his car, and it started this time. He looked at the clock and it was actually 3 o'clock a.m. So somehow he lost 2 hours that he doesn't remember. The next day he had some back pain, so he went to the doctor and told him of this experience, and the doctor told him to practice something called self-hypnosis, so he could perhaps remember what occurred to him that night. So he practiced this, and it worked out well, because about 2 weeks later, he started to remember things. And he remembered when the UFO came closer to him, a door opened, and an alien walked out. He was then lifted up into the UFO, and the alien leader said, "Are you ready to behave?" And Charles said, "Yes." And the alien leader put this rod-shaped thing into his back and relieved the paralysis. So Charles was, I don't know what they did for an hour or two, but he was then lowered back into his car and drove away at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, it may still be unbelievable that UFOs are really out there, but there are many good reasons and clues that they just might be. Don't assume that they're not, and please look into them in the future, so maybe someday us and our government can find more out about UFOs and extraterrestrial things. Again, UFOs probably will be kept a secret and have been in the past, but maybe if we keep researching this topic, maybe someday we can just find out more about them and do something about it. Now please enjoy these pictures and videos. This is what they found in Roswell, New Mexico. This is a man holding some kind of foil that can withstand the heat entering the Earth's atmosphere, and it's ripped. Now this is what they found inside of it. I'm not even kidding though. They really did find this, and I couldn't find anything about it, but I don't like the looks of it. So here's this video. I'll fast forward it a bit. It's happening in Jerusalem in 2000, this year. You see this? Watch closely. Oh, you tell me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a huge star.
It's actually the North Star. But then it's lowering, and it just hovers. It just hovers over the city of Jerusalem. But wait, that's not all. But wait, there's more. Keep watching. Now, I don't know what you guys think, but I think there's something out there that we're not aware of. Thank you for your eyes and ears.